Okay, so this will be like one shot interview. So basically, I'll click the start button and ask
Wait,
you
what?
questions.
What one shot? Okay,
I mean,
whatever.
I'll to say. So first
Okay.
question: what inspired you to become an editor?
Uh, wha- okay, so this is a little bit tricky, but I guess it all started because back then when I was doing
What?
like
Sorry,
parkour and
sorry, sorry, sorry.
what?
Sorry. I forgot my intro.
What? What intro? What kind of intro?
Today I have Cheshki, the teenage, not teenage sensation from the editing community. So why don't you introduce yourself first?
Yeah, perfect. What should I say? Yeah, my name on YouTube is AMedtiz. That's my channel's name. I like editing, or I at least used to like editing before. Now I still like it kinda, and yeah, I don't know what else am I supposed to say. I just edit. I make anime kinda on YouTube.
Okay, you're a young and strong teenage guy, I presume.
Um, that's definitely correct. Yeah, that's
Okay.
correct.
Uh,
No, I'm not gonna deny praising.
so, what inspired you to become an editor?
Oh yeah. So once again, it all started because I was doing parkour, like the guys jumping from rooftops to another rooftops, doing backflips, front flips, all that stuff, and we recorded ourselves. So basically, after some time, we decided to make some kind of videos out of it because we already gathered some skills to show on the video. So we recorded our first like video or like parkour edit, you can say. It was up to me to edit it, so that's the first kind of touch that I got with editing. I started on Sony Vegas, just like most people back then, I guess. So that was cool and all. When I was kind of editing for the few first times, I kind of already started liking it. I just didn't know uh, like that I want to take it a little bit more further than just cuts and everything. And then I kind of discovered that there are actually anime editors who do more than just simple cuts into the music. They just actually they were doing crazy stuff with anime. So I decided to kind of also step up my editing game, as they say. So I just got into it that way, I guess. So it was all because I started doing parkour, and after some time, uh, I got even more interested in editing, and I wanted to do even more complicated stuff, or not complicated, just good-looking stuff. I suppose I don't
Wow, what incredible story.
know. No, no, it's not. But okay.
Oh, it's incredible story. My next
Uh-huh.
question. So, was there a specific edit that made you say, "Wow, incredible! I want to be like him," or "I want to be like her," or something?
Mm, I mean, back when I started, it was like 2017, maybe 2018. I saw like there were like many good editors back then, which I really liked. They definitely inspired me a lot. It's not complete like I would like to be completely like them because I don't really want to be an exact copy of some editor, like 100% the same copy. That's just not how it works for me. But there are editors which I really admired their editing style, and I definitely wanted to come close to their style, but not the exact same copy. As I said, just taking some inspiration from them and make something kind of similar in a way, I guess. So there were quite a few back then in 2017, 18, like Narts, of course, and Narts is the legendary editor. That's like and Alex Kuhn. Alex Kuhn was the other one who inspired me a lot back then when I started. So I
Wow.
guess these two editors are very important to mention, and there are more obviously. I guess I kind of discovered Tifris anime in 2018 as well, or maybe it was back then in I don't even know if Tifris anime started 2018 or 17, but back then those editors, all of them inspired me a lot. So yeah.
Wow, you basically answered my fourth question with this.
Fourth, but this was supposed. But this
Yeah, this
this,
was
this
the third question, but you answered the fourth question as well, without me
Uh-huh.
even. Without.
What's the fourth question?
Who do you get your inspiration from?
Ah,
Because
yeah, it's these
yeah,
questions were kind of connected, so I kind of
connected.
answered
Yeah.
both of them. Yeah, so as I said, Alex Kunnars, these are like legends. All the editors that are on T3C anime definitely inspire me, all of them, without any exception, I guess. And there are some more editors. I even like at these days I really even like a lot 3D anime editors or just 3D editors in general. So Xsense is just good, even though he's super like super popular. So some people might not like him just because he's super popular, because that's how some people think about editors. But yeah, Xsense, and also there was this kind of guy who also makes 3D. But never mind, let's just skip it. Let's just say Extensile as well.
Yeah. All right. All right. Good answer. So my fifth question is, and this is a very tough question. So,
Mm-hmm.
do you
Let's see
believe?
what.
Do you believe that everyone is on the same level in editing, or is it just some kind of bullshit? Because
What the
they,
fuck?
they
Who says this? Who says this in the
listen,
first place?
there are mixed
No one says
feelings
this.
on no, there are mixed feelings on that question. So because
Uh-huh.
some people say, ah, you're not better than him. Everyone is equal. So yeah, I just
Does
wanted to see.
does anyone really say that?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I've never
yeah,
met anyone who.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've met people who. Yeah, you're never met because that's out of logic and out
Um,
of everything. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
so how am I supposed to answer this question? I mean, it's obvious that not everybody's on the same level. There are billions of levels in terms of editing, because that's just how it is. It's editing is not a simple like activity or discipline. It's just there's so many depth behind editing that obviously there are hundreds of levels basically, and everybody is kind of on a different level. But like you can put it on like, I guess you can kind of put it in terms of like below average, kind of average, like above average, and then like super talented editors all the way back there in front, in front of all of us. I don't know, but it's obvious that there are like more talented and less talented editors, and there are different levels of editing. You can just take a look at the way how it looks like. You can judge the quality. You can judge if they have a natural feeling for making details, for editing details and stuff like that. It's just there's many ways how to judge if the person is good or bad, or if the person, let's say the person can be bad, but he or she still has a good potential, because you can see all of those things that she or he makes correctly. But there are also a lot of mistakes, but you can see they can be improved, right? But if someone is really really bad, you can tell. So I don't know. But there are definitely a lot of levels for the editing.
I recently learned that even if you do something extraordinary and you think you have done something.
Yeah, if you do something extraordinary, it's good that you forced yourself to do something extraordinary. But it's also important to keep up the pace or keep up the quality. Just don't like say, okay, so I made one extraordinary thing in this edit. So right now everything else can be bad as fuck, because I already have this one thing in my edit. So like, okay, you do one extraordinary thing, you still should force yourself to make it even better. Like, just don't think that if you made one super insane scene or whatever, the rest can be just average. That's just not the way how to think about it, I suppose. Maybe that's kind of the way how I used to think about it sometimes. I don't know, but yeah, whatever.
And also, one thing that needs to be mentioned, your best, for example, on some kind of person, your best can be nothing for somebody that is better than you, for
Of
example.
course. Yeah. Like you can make just your best edit. Without a doubt, it's your best edit. Maybe even your friends will confirm that this is your best one. All the people will agree with you, but then some insane editor comes in, and or maybe you're just gonna ask him his opinion, And since he's so much better than you, he's just gonna tell you, okay, yeah, this is so fucking trash, and it can just ruin your I guess excitement about that edit that you made. But you just need always to think that these editors that are way above you will always give you a lot of feedback, and especially on the bad side of things, like the critique, where they will just tell you all of these things that are wrong in your edit, and maybe you will feel like everything is wrong at that point, but you just need to keep going. You know, it's just all about, if you ask some kind of nothing against your Beyblade community, but if you're going to ask if you're going to ask someone from your Beyblade community what they think about your edit, they all say, "Oh, it's wonderful! Oh my God, what the fuck is this incredibility?" Yeah, and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's actually not incredible at all, right? But it's
Yeah.
just it's kind of going there. You are improving. You are trying to fix stuff, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter on which level you are currently at. All it matters is that you are keep moving forward. You are keep fixing your mistake. No, shut up! Shut the fuck up! Let me finish the sentence. It's all about that you keep fixing your mistakes and you keep learning from your mistakes. That's the most important things, because some people are too arrogant to take the criticism. So, for example, when some editor says something, they're like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I don't even care about your opinion. I just asked because I thought you are going to say only nice things about my edit. You actually said only bad things. Fuck you. I'm not going to fix anything. I
Yeah,
just like it the
yeah,
way it is."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So some editors are just too arrogant. They probably think they are higher than they actually are in reality in terms of editing, and they kind of think they don't need to listen because this actually, and they kind of come with their own arguments why the critique is wrong from the other person and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just another topic, I guess.
Wow, today your English is 100 out of 10, unlike mine.
Yeah, no, it's because this is going to be an interview, so I was like, okay, let me prepare my glass of water and let's get into it. So yeah.
Yes, but you're speaking very well. But
Mm,
yeah,
I suppose.
especially that comes from the thing you just said about the arrogance and stuff like that. It comes
Yeah, yeah.
especially from mobile editors who seek your advice, and then you give the what they want, but they get angry
Mm.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I actually met a few people like just like this. So it's kind of I'm kind of speaking from my own experience, I suppose, because as I said, it's I don't know if it's really connected or related only to mobile editors. I think it's kind of that editor can be whoever.
For the people who want to know, what is your editing style called? Or does it have
Um,
some kind of name? Or you just do
no,
what you feel
actually,
at the
this is
moment?
yeah, actually, this is kind of important. Or actually, this is a good question because I was thinking about this not really deeply, but I was thinking about it, and my channel has never had any kind of editing style. Like because whenever I edit, I tend to switch editing styles and just switch the mood of the edit in general. So one time I just do some kind of a bit of random loop, you can say, without any deeper meaning behind it. It's just some random, pretty much VFX and stuff like that. Whenever I feel like it, whatever I feel at the moment, I guess. And there are some edits that have completely different style. There are some motion graphics edits on my channel. There are some edits that are simply meant to be set and nothing else, like with set atmosphere around it and stuff like that. There are edits that are just based on pure action, I guess, and nothing else. There are a lot of different editing styles on my channel. Therefore, I don't really have one specific style that I use for my editing. I have a lot of styles, which also means that I haven't perfected those styles because I keep switching styles. So if you would be only focusing on one style, you can, I guess, master that style within a few years or so. But I keep switching my styles. I keep changing my editing. So I'm just all over the place on my channel. I do whatever I want. So yeah, that kind of answers the question, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that sums it perfectly. So, um, many people say that the big editors, the most famous, the most famous editors, are kind of arrogant and stuff like that. They don't answer their fans,
Yeah,
and they're
as I
cocky.
said, yeah.
Do you agree with that? This statement?
Definitely. As I said before, in the previous question, I think some editors are very arrogant. I mean, I'm also kind of, but at least when I ask for a criticism, I listen to the to people what they have to say about my edit, and I definitely consider their like criticism, and I try to improve upon that criticism from other people. So I'm definitely not arrogant in this kind of way. Maybe I definitely used to be before like this as well. I used to be one of those people who just didn't give a damn, you know, about what's good and what's bad about my editing. I just used to think that those guys are not even good on my level, so why should I listen to them? But now I realize it's important to take criticism and accept criticism from every person. It doesn't even have to be an editor. It can be just a random guy on YouTube, and maybe even he has to offer something that's going to improve your editing, even though he's not an editor and even though he's not on a great level or anything like that. So just take criticism, listen to people, whoever it is, and you'll be good, because sometimes this criticism is really like they have all the rights to say it, and sometimes it really just makes sense. Just you just need to accept it and maybe try to improve it, you know.
Wow, incredible answer.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
kind of long, but incredible, nonetheless.
All of these are kind of long, I guess, but whatever.
It's okay.
I just want to give you the full answer, you know. Like I can give you half-answered question,
No, no, no.
half-answered,
I
you know,
understand
like
you, understand you.
response.
Thank you very much
Yeah.
about your gesture. I appreciate it deeply.
Yeah.
What is it that you desire? What is it that you expect to gain or obtain from editing?
So I don't know if like I want to obtain something from editing. Well, I mean, I started editing because I wanted to be good at it. I guess most people just start editing because they want to be good at editing. So what I want to obtain from editing is I want to have a good sense for details. I want to have a great touch for editing in general. I want to basically I just want to improve my compositing. I want to improve in every aspect of editing, and what I just want from editing is to achieve that kind of level that's going to be like really really high, like up there. Not just like in terms of like editing as we know from your or mine channel, like anime editing or game editing. I'm talking about editing in general, which also includes like VFX, movie VFX, and all the other things that are related to editing. Right now, I'm not talking only about anime or game editing. Yeah. So this is what I hope to obtain from editing. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
skills basically, editing skills.
Oh,
That's
kudos
all.
on this.
Yeah, I mean simple, but like what else? I don't want to obtain like insane fan base or anything. I mean, I guess you can tell, because if I would want to, I would just be editing every day, and I would just be posting every second day on my channel some kind of some type of Xenos edit, right, or something. So I don't want to gain popularity from editing. I'm not looking to gain anything else except skills from editing. It's just that simple in my case, I suppose.
That's actually
I, yeah.
very good. I don't know if you agree with this, but the best people don't have are not always like the most famous one.
Yeah, definitely.
In
I mean,
fact, it's the
that
reverse.
just applies. Yeah, that just applies directly to what you just said. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't anything else than just 100% agree with you on this. I don't know what else to say about it. You can see it on yourself on T3C Anime and how underrated their channel is, even though there are the best edits, anime edits on the entire YouTube platform. And no one watches them, only a few hundreds of people. Only good editors watches another good editors. That's kind of my theory. It's kind of like that actually, because
Well,
bad editors actually don't even, they usually can't appreciate enough T3C anime style of editing and the how high the quality actually is of that editing. So it's all about the levels again. It's
Yeah.
always better for you as an editor to take an inspiration from someone who's obviously better than you,
Yeah.
because that way you can get the most out of it. If you just follow editors then that are on your level, that's fine as well and all. But of course, it's just the more experienced editor, you try to take your inspiration from the better, because that's just how it is with everything, not only in editing.
All right then. Do you have favorite anime?
So yeah, so my favorite animes are Demon Slayer, then Bleach for the same reasons, I guess, and also I guess Naruto as well, just from the nostalgia of it, but more like the OG Naruto, and the starting of the Naruto Shippuden is also very good as well. I'm not a huge fan of the ending of Naruto Shippuden, and I hate Boruto, so these three animes are wonderful for me for these reasons, and I don't know. I'm trying to think about more. I've watched like maybe 30, maybe 40 anime, maybe even 50, but these are my top favorite. You only wanted to hear the favorites, so these
Yeah.
are my favorite
Yeah, thank you very
animes.
much. I
Yeah.
appreciate your honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the editing community is better now and more advanced than it was back in the days, like when you started, for example?
That's that's actually a tough question, and it's actually tough to answer, because it depends on from which perspective you are looking at it. If definitely nowadays editors, like nowadays online editors, have more resources where they can go and learn about editing in general. So they can get better faster, I would say, in a shorter amount of time without less effort as well, I would say. But I'm thinking that they are not taking it this advantage like as much as they could, because the improvement overall is not as big as I would expect compared to like 2017-16. In fact, some editors in 2017 were just so much better than nowadays editors, and those editors have already stopped editing, and they just used to be so much better. You could say ahead of its time, as you like to use this always.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if nowadays editors are necessarily better than they used to be. I would say they are not, in my opinion. But it's just my opinion. I don't even know how to explain it or why I feel that way. I just feel that way. So yeah.
Yeah, in addition to that, the next question is, if you can name top 5 editors that people should watch and are a great source of learning material.
Oh, great source of learning material. I mean, look, usually editors don't post tutorials. So if we
No,
are
no, no, I'm
talking
not
about
talking about tutorials, just videos of people that,
just regular edits
no,
on
regular
their
edits
channel.
that people should watch and maybe learn
Okay,
something
so
from.
definitely, yeah, perfect. So definitely, in general, I would recommend Russian editors. Like, if you just keep watching Russian editors,
Russia,
you
Russia.
you will be good. Just keep watching Russians because they are insane at editing. They have super good sense of details, I would say. Like they have a great touch for details, I would say, in my opinion. Also, I would recommend you to follow or watch Kana Senpai. Uh, because what he can offer is a great, you could say professional level of compositing, as well as professional level of editing, as well as pretty advanced looking 3D in his edits, as well as good execution overall. So Kana Senpai is definitely one of them. Now, if we talk about five, so this has been the first one. The second one would be probably Kuro Zenkai, which is an editor, he's also a Trash Gang member. He's a very, very good editor who kind of edits in an OG style, but not like really. He also implements those modern aspects of editing as well into it. But it's like not
It's not a
based
typical
all,
old
or
school.
it's not like heavily based only about like today's editing is like, if I take an example, Xenos, it's like Twixter in every scene, that just needs to be Twixter on every scene. in some kind of camera transition on every scene. So this is not his kind of style. But he edits in his own way, which his way of editing really presents the anime really well. Like if you would just want to see what the anime has to offer without watching it, I would just and you would just want to watch some kind of AMV, I would just say Kurosenkai is a good guy for this, because his edits really can present you what the anime is about, and like his editing can really capture the anime atmosphere, you know, and the overall vibe of it. He really makes a nice work on this. So I would say Kurosenkai is my number 2 for completely different reasons than Kana Senpai, which was my number 1 editor to go to. This is the second guy which I would recommend. Then, if you are one of those guys who really love seeing a lot of VFX and a lot of dynamic stuff and a lot of stuff happening in general, I would recommend you Rixi, which is a guy who doesn't really make any kind of super insane VFX or anything like that, but his editing is very fluid, it's very dynamic. Most people really like his editing style, so chances are that you will be one of them as well. His style of editing is very aggressive, like it's very, as I said, basically very dynamic. You might like it. He uses basically one framers on every scene, but not like the overused ones. He keeps changing them, he keeps switching them, and his shakes are very aggressive as well. Just in general, his style is very, very aggressive. But I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend him as my number 3 guy. Okay, going to number 4. Yeah, who's gonna be number 4? Duster? No, I'm just kidding. No.
Of course, I'll be
can,
above them. So
you can save Duster for later use, but right now we are talking about kind of the the kings of the editing.
yes.
I guess.
Go ahead
Okay,
and
so
use
my
it.
look, my number 4 guy would be Nards, as I mentioned him also before. Why not? Okay, so first of all, I need to mention that Nards has stopped uploading like 4 years ago or 5 years ago, so his channel is dead a long time ago. The reason why I recommend him is just to go to his channel and watch all of his videos that he has on his channel, which is right now I'm seeing it, and it's 10 edits in general. 10 edits overall, I mean. So he has 10 edits. I just go watch all of them, because all of these edits are a pure masterpiece. You can take a lot of inspiration from this guy, and his editing style is very, very unique. No one edits like Nards used to edit. No one is like this on the entire YouTube. I cannot name you even one other editor that comes close to his editing style. He's super unique, super unique. So I would recommend you this guy. He also won very famous AMV competitions. He's just one of those guys to go to. So he's my number 4 guy.
Alright.
And then, you know who's gonna be number 5, right? That's true.
Yes, yes.
Do you know who's gonna be number 5? Try to guess.
Rei Neroku.
Oh, yeah, and my number 5 guy is Rei Neroku. It's because it's also a guy who participated in very famous AMV competitions such as Anime Expo or Japan Expo actually, and he placed 4th, which is just great placement overall. So I would recommend you him if you are looking for some very, very good, very detailed looking VFX, because his VFX and 3D in general looks very professional and very clean. It's not like those types of VFX when he just kind of how to say it, spams overlays over and over again. No, he just makes everything from the scratch, just in After Effects or in his 3D software, which I think Rei Neroku uses Cinema 4D for his 3D software, so maybe you might get into it as well if you are interested about 3D. And his 3D looks super amazing. He knows how to use it and when to use it in anime editing. He knows how to combine it with 2D anime, so it doesn't look out of the place, which is very hard to do, but he somehow figured it out. So I would recommend you his work for the VFX and for the 3D. He's just that type of guy who you should definitely check as well. So definitely Rei Neroku, definitely Nards. and definitely Kana Senpai. Rixi, you can kind of you don't need to check him if you don't want to, but he's still in my top 5, I guess. And who was there was one more guy, I don't remember. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But these three guys, you just need to check their channels because they are that good. Yeah. So these are my top 5 guys that I would recommend. Rixi is probably not even in my top 5. If I would keep searching, I would probably find some better replacement for him. But let's just keep Rixi for now.
Yeah. All right. And in that sense, do you consider yourself as old school guy, old school editor? I mean,
Yo, wait, I need to interrupt you. I was thinking about about the replacement for Erixi because I think he wouldn't be even in my top 10 if I would really try, if I would really be thinking about this deeply. Like if I would really be thinking about, like he's good, but he's not that good. Okay, so just replace Rixi with Xsense. You probably know about Xsense. Again, it's that type of guy who kinda also knows how to combine 3D with anime, and his 3D looks actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie as well. It's not on the same level as not Nerokun, but it's also very decent kind of 3D. So again, if you are that type of guy who likes watching 3D graphics, just go check Xsense. He's definitely worth it as well. And it's better he's better than Rix. All right.
Okay.
Now we can go to the next question. Actually, I was just feeling guilty for recommending Rixi as my top 5. You know, he's probably maybe top 10, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you can give.
Maybe top 20, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure you can give 10 more editors.
I don't know. But anyway, I feel like not like an old school editor, but kind of like as you mentioned, kind of like the new generation. Even though I've been here for 4 to 5 years, it's due to the fact that to me, old school editor is someone who edits anime in a very typical old school AMV way, which is basically it's kind of raw.
Yeah.
There are maybe a bit of basic effects like fade in, fade out, you know, all the basic editing stuff, with some basic cuts and maybe with some light color correction as well, and just cuts into the music, and that's it. These types of editors are old school for me because they remind me that old school style of editing that used to be on YouTube back in like 2010, 2008, maybe even like when AMV started. I don't even know when people started pulling out or uploading AMVs on YouTube, but when it started on YouTube, those edits looked like nothing. Like there haven't been much of a work behind it, and this is what old school editing means for me. Like there are no VFX, and there are no like there's just no heavy editing behind it. But that doesn't mean that the edit overall doesn't have a deep meaning behind it. That doesn't mean that the edit overall is not good. It just means that there's not too much of editing work behind it, and that's exactly what old school editing means for me. I guess that's the definition for me.
So we can say that you're kind of like a middle type of class editor. I mean,
I don't know if some
old, not too young. That's what
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if middle, if something like middle is like if something like that even exists.
No, it doesn't. No.
I would just
Something in
consider.
between.
Yeah, in terms of editing, I would consider myself definitely the newer generation of editors because my editing is just heavily based around editing. Not like those old school AMV editors who bet all of their videos to the anime itself. Like they just want to present the anime in the best way as possible. But I don't really care that much about it. I just use anime as a source, which I can then later apply all of my editing onto. I guess.
All right. That sounds very good. Have you met some like amazing people? I mean, not necessarily editors in the community, and if yes, do you still have a connection to the community?
In the community. Yeah, I've actually met some. I've actually met quite a lot of cool people recently when I joined the how's it called, Zwenk tournament, which which basically has started, I think, later in 2021, and it has proceeded to 2022 because it was a long tournament, long editing tournament.
Well,
So
maybe
yeah. What?
maybe not in the tournament, but since you started editing.
I mean, I've met you, obviously. I've met Akuma. I back like a long ago already,
Yeah,
and
long ago.
yeah, it's a long.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
And I've met the other people that I'm still kind of in contact. But yeah, so I've met definitely some.
Do you have some kind of goals for 2022 in terms of editing?
I mean I mean the 2022 is nearly coming to its end, so I don't know. We have like four months before.
What? 8 months has passed. I can.
Yeah, 8 months, which means we have 4 months before this year will end.
I think you're excited
So
for something.
but actually, let me get back to your question. I actually do have some plans for this year because I definitely want to upload one. I would call it an edit, but it's kind of a little bit more ambitious project. I would say I don't really want to call it an edit because it's going to be something between an edit and between a cinematic trailer. So I want to upload this edit before 2023. I basically want to upload this on my channel in this year. So this is my big plans that I have for this year. I just this one video. I really want to be this video completely different from what those few people who watch my channel are used to to see on my channel. This is going to be a completely different experience and a little bit more on a higher level of in terms of skills, let's say. And it's just such a big project that I just want to finish it in this year and that's it. I'm not giving myself any more specified deadlines because I just want to have a lot of time.
But I think you're also excited for an upcoming anime.
For the upcoming anime.
One in particular that it's coming.
I mean, wait. Oh, yeah. We should mention that Bleach is coming this year, and Bleach will be released in October, which means in 2 months. We should around 2 months we should get our the first episode in Bleach after 10 months of Bleach being inactive. So
Yeah.
this is going to be a huge comeback for Bleach anime. People are definitely, especially Bleach fans, are definitely making a huge fuss around it. No wonder, because this is going to be a. I think this is going to be very. Maybe it's not going to be a revolutionary kind of thing, but still for anime editing in general, it's going to be a huge change because I think once the new Bleach anime will be released, like a tons of Bleach edits will be flooding YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And I also feel like I should mention Bleach in this video because the two trailers that so far has come out on YouTube, both of them looked amazing. So if you are a Bleach fan, you should definitely check them out. And if you are not a Bleach fan, I would still recommend you to watch those trailers. And maybe after watching those trailers, maybe maybe you will like to take a look at Bleach, the anime as well. So yeah.
All right, we'll definitely check it. Uh,
You already checked it. What the fuck?
yes, I.
Why do you say we?
Yeah, because I'm speaking from people's.
You're speaking for the crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
All
We
right, they
can
will
say
check
that.
it, bro.
Yeah.
They should check it. They should check it. It's my recommendation.
They will
Go
check
and
it.
check it. Go and check it right after this interview is finished. But first listen to the rest of my questions that I need to answer
Yeah,
here.
there are three remaining questions.
All right.
What advice do you have to new editors if they want to live your lifestyle?
I mean, if you have some activity that you would like to improve upon, just go and don't be lazy. Just don't be lazy. Try to teach something new every day. try to improve, try to work hard on yourself, because if you will be soft on yourself, you will never take it too far. So if you have something that you want to work upon, that you want to improve upon, whether it's an editing related or it's completely different activity like tennis, because I play tennis, just keep grinding it, keep grinding it. Don't be lazy. Push yourself a little bit more than the rest of the people, because that's what's gonna make you stand out in maybe in the end. Of yeah, yeah.
I heard something once that I think it's related to this one, and it goes like this.
Also, I would give one more advice. If you think that your dreams are like a bit too much, or maybe a little bit, yeah, like impossible to achieve, just change your mindset and just go for it, because actually it's not as impossible usually as it seems to be, or as insane as it seems to be. So, for example, if your dream is to like really, let's say, just start working or in the movie industry and making visual effects for famous movies like even Avengers and stuff. If you really want to take it that far, just go grind, learn, and eventually you can make it there. So nothing is impossible. Just go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it, you have to be serious at what you do,
Yeah,
otherwise you cannot move forward.
you need to take it seriously. If you will take it seriously and you will stop being lazy, or maybe you are not lazy actually, which is already a good start. You can achieve it. You can achieve your dreams. So whatever dreams you have, just try to pursue them. Try to follow them.
Very good advice.
Yeah.
The endless debate that comes from everybody and that everybody is arguing about actually, Sony Vegas or After Effects, and why?
So actually, I have a pretty good explanation, I think, about this topic. When it comes to this topic, so Sony Vegas is a little bit. You cannot do as many things as you can with After Effects. So in the end, it all comes down to how far you want to take your editing and what you want to do with your editing software. If you're editing, like if you just want to edit, let's say on an average like regular level, and you don't want to do anything extra specific or anything extra insane, I think Sony Vegas should do for you just fine, because this software is actually pretty powerful. I mean, still compared to like for example, those mobile applications or even some cheap editing versions, editing softwares on PC like Movie Maker and blah blah blah, or these low versions that are maybe even for free and stuff like that. Sony Vegas is pretty good choice, definitely. But if you really want to take it as far as possible with your editing and you really want to push your limits, beyond your limits, basically, just go with After Effects, because After Effects offers more and you can do more. And whenever you just want to test your abilities, you need to take out. You always need to pick that software that offers you the most. And in terms of editing, After Effects actually offers you the most in terms of VFX. No, I guess in terms of VFX, yeah. After all, that's why it's called After Effects, because it's specialized for effects. So just it depends on what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and how seriously you want to take it. So I cannot recommend you Sony Vegas or After Effects. I would first need to hear what you want to do with it, and then I would recommend you, yeah, just choose Sony Vegas, or yeah, just go straight up to After Effects.
But you basically said that with one of the programs you have limitations, and with others
Mhm.
that you don't.
Every program has its limitations. That's important to mention. It doesn't matter how great program you use. Every program has some kind of limitations. The thing is that Sony Vegas has more limitations than After Effects. For example, the 3D in general is very limited in Sony Vegas, and it's just a little bit confusing. It doesn't work as nicely as it works, the 3D space navigation in After Effects. Also, the compositioning and layering system, just you can it's kind of more complex in After Effects, so you can kind of create, let's say, just a little bit more complex and a little bit more refined and structured effects in After Effects than you can do in Sony Vegas. And also the tracking. The tracking is a huge deal in terms of editing. I don't know how tracking works in Sony Vegas. I'm sure there's a way how you can track, but still I would recommend you After Effects for tracking, since there are more options how you can track. There's After Effects default tracking system, which already works kind of fine, but it's not something amazing. Then you can go with Mocha, which also comes with After Effects, and there are just more ways how to do stuff in After Effects. So again, it all depends on what you want to do with it and what are your goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot recommend you one of them. I just can't. You would just firstly need to explain me what do you want to do and how far you want to go with your editing. And then I would say, yeah, just don't mind even Sony Vegas. Just use it only for sound effects editing, because for that Sony Vegas beats After Effects actually.
Yeah, I can confirm that.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
all right. Um, and now a question that I asked you already outside this
And
interview.
I have one more thing that I actually want to mention. I would say that Sony Vegas is a little bit more friendly. So and so it's easier to use basically. It's easier to learn, I would say as well. So if you really just don't want to go that far with editing, I would just recommend you choosing Sony Vegas, because it's simply easier to learn. You will not have such a hard time with learning the stuff around, I would say.
All right. Uh,
Yeah.
I had I actually asked you this question in uh um in the time before we started the interview, but do you still have the same hunger for editing as when you first started out?
Uh-huh. So I will give you kind of the same answer then.
Yeah.
So when I started editing, or when I discovered, let's say, editing in general, like everybody, even people who don't edit, knows that there are editing softwares and people can do kind of magic, let's say, with it. When I discovered editing and what you can do with it, I was very impressed by the stuff what you can do, and how well it can look if you are good at it. So that really inspired me a lot, and it basically unlocked a whole new world for me, where I could experiment with things, I could discover new things, and I could basically do whatever I would see fit. Back then, when I kind of discovered After Effects, that this program exists and you can do whatever you want, I mean, of course, not exactly, but you know what I mean. So I recorded myself, for example, on the camera, and then I tried to kind of replicate some effects from famous movies like Harry Potter and stuff like that. Obviously, it looked very, very bad compared to Harry Potter and stuff, and these AAA movies. But I was just glad that I could see the process behind it, and I could try it on my own, and it was just a lot of fun at that point. It felt really good. So when I discovered editing, I just felt overwhelmed with what I can do, what After Effects has to offer, and all of this amazing stuff. But then the more I kept editing, the more it just became as something what's like, how to say it, like regular, or like I just got used to it. And when you get used to it, you kind of know what you can do, how far you can go, and what are the limitations, etc., etc. So the overwhelming kind of feeling has dropped, and now all it's left is that I can still edit, but I'm not discovering much, like I'm not I stopped discovering new stuff basically, almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything what I see, if it's some kind of new tutorial, I just watch it, and it uses some kind of principles that I already know from some other tutorials, and it's basically nothing new for me, and I kind of know how the stuff works. So it's not surprising for me anymore. I'm just not discovering the stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I stopped discovering.
So the moment you don't feel happy at the place you are, or
I am. I just want to improve. That goes without saying that I want to improve much more at editing. Right now, I'm not satisfied with the level where I am currently, but at the same time, in terms of skills, I kind of know how it all works in terms of editing. It just my execution isn't really there. Basically, execution means the way how you kind of like how you kind of put it all together. It all needs to make sense together. Like if you create one scene which looks absolutely amazing and has an amazing visuals, that's all fine. That's all fine and all. But if it doesn't look amazing, like in the whole context, it's just one good looking scene and that's all. That's all. So I'm trying to improve my execution, which means the whole video should feel united as a one united piece basically, and that's kind of hard because no one can explain you how to make this better. Usually what mistakes beginner editors do is that they do a lot of random stuff and their execution looks very broken, very weak. So maybe they can do some surprising effects, but then you play the whole video and you can see, okay, so there's Madara with AK-47, what the fuck, and there's like this and that, and it's just all over the place. Madara with the wings, why? Madara with rotating Sharingans, Madara with everything, with fire breath or whatever, you know, people try to be creative, but usually it just turns out to be a little bit weird, and overall it doesn't make sense in the whole context. So, yeah. Execution, just work on your execution. I also need to.
Okay, so now we move on to like a couple, I think, funny
And
questions.
actually, just one more thing, I realized Madara with rotating Sharingans doesn't need to be a random aspect if you know how to use it. But if you just put it randomly onto his armor or whatever he wears, of course it's gonna feel random. Okay, we can move on. We can move on to the next question. Like if you like, you know, like we have all of these brands of clothes, right? Like Under Armour, Nike, and Adidas. So if you just put rotating Sharingans on his armor as if it meant to represent some kind of brand of his armor, yeah, that's gonna feel very stupid.
Or you can be like Duster, put Louis Vuitton.
Oh yeah, if you're gonna go with Louis Vuitton, you're also gonna end up like Duster, and you don't want that. Because Duster is now taking his redemption. He's on his way. He's trying to make stuff better. He's trying to fix his execution little by little. He still overdo some things, but Duster keeps working on it, you know. So just keep working on it too.
Of course.
Just like we do with Duster.
Yeah. How many decades have you lived already, or how many decades have you been living?
Since I'm exactly 20 years old, I've been living for 2 decades now.
2 decades. Whoa,
Uh,
that's so much.
yeah.
That's so
So
much.
this is an additional info about me. I'm 20 years old. What the fuck are you talking about then?
Oh fuck! I was just joking. Fuck. Goddamn. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I also wanted to ask you, are you black? And do you? Well, it's not me. I mean, are you black? Are you?
If I'm black, you can see my profile picture. We are just. Oh my god!
Are
What the
you?
fuck?
Are you black? And do you have black people in your country? I mean, yeah.
So I think I should mention first of all that I live in the Czech Republic, so we don't have many
Or
like
black people at all, because
black people, yeah, in our country. I come from the Czech Republic. I live in here.
you
So
need to
I
mention it's a
myself.
Slavic country.
So yeah. So I myself, I'm also white, just like 19% of
99.
people living in the Czech Republic, maybe 99 even. I don't know. So nothing surprising there, I guess. This question is so random, but whatever.
Yeah, so random what people wanted to know. So I ask what people want.
And I also look amazing, you know, and I also have amazing voice and all this stuff,
Yeah, and
basically.
an amazing hairstyle, guys. So you should definitely have the same hairstyle.
Amazing
Every
hairstyle, all the
girl,
good.
every girl will be yours.
Yeah, we say grill. Every girl, yeah, every girl wants me. Yeah. Not really, but okay.
And to be honest, I don't have any more questions except that I wanted to like ask you for some kind of final words. And actually, do you have some?
Final words.
No, actually, do you have some encouraging words for the new editors that are to come? Like that are.
Yeah, but yeah. So basically, the encouraging words I've already mentioned them when I was speaking about chasing your dreams. And if you think something is impossible, it's actually not that unreal as it seems to be at the first glance. So just keep pushing, and eventually you might get what you want. That's the encouraging words. What else should I? Also, another encouraging words would be if you start editing, and let's say you will not be satisfied with the amount of progress you make. Don't worry, it will eventually get better because everybody kind of starts from the same level, which means everybody starts from the level zero. Nobody knows what to do, how to edit. Nobody knows even the basic rules of editing. You need to figure all of this out on your own, and eventually you will be able to push through. So just don't quit just because you will not be on. I don't know who will be your inspiration, but just don't quit because you will not be on Xenos level, let's say, after 1 month of editing. You can be on Xenos level after 3, 4, 5, 6 months of editing, and after that you can set up the next goal. You can set up maybe some better editor, because with time you can discover that there are actually better editors than Xenos. Right now, as it is for beginners, they usually like Xenos. It's just their inspiration. But maybe if you will keep editing, you will keep pushing through, you will get to know very soon that Xenos is actually not on the top of that food chain, editing food chain, and you might switch your inspiration for someone else, for someone much more experienced, and you might be discovering completely different style of editing, completely different word. Therefore, so. Yeah, this is my fine.
But you forgot to mention the most important thing, which is
What's
to
what's the
never
most?
to never give up.
Yeah, that's also kind of, no. I mean, look, if you want to give up, just give up.
Yeah, wow, very encouraging.
No, listen. If you want to be good at it, basically that's what I was. But basically, that's what I said. If you start editing and you will not be satisfied with your progression, that's what I was speaking about a little while ago. Just don't give up. Just keep editing, because eventually you will push through. You just need to give it a bit more time, I believe. Everybody can discover everybody can learn editing. I will admit that it's also a little bit talent related. Like if you are not a natural talent for editing, you might not be as good as those people who are naturally talented, but you can still make a very nice progression even without any talent to begin with. You can still be on a very good editing level even without any talent. So just don't give up, never, because you can be good. You just need to invest some time into it,
Yeah.
and maybe a little bit more time than those who are born with talent for editing. But still, that doesn't change the fact that you should edit. If you just don't quit just because you are not making as much progression as you would like to, because eventually it will come. I'm pretty sure, actually. It's all about the amount of effort.
As long as you don't give up, there is always a chance to turn the tables. So,
Kind of. You always come up with these motivational things.
well, of course, because that's the reality.
Yeah, I guess so, a little bit. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah. But other than that, I don't really have anything else I would like to say. I think I kind of said everything that needed to be yeah, I said everything. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, okay. Then thank you for accepting my invitation.
Nah, this was amazing. Bro, what the fuck? I feel very tired after like pushing my English so hard beyond my limitations. Oh my god, I feel so sweaty. What the fuck? You completely destroyed me on this interview. You are fucking moron, bro. When I talk to you on Discord, we are like, how are you today, bro? Okay, yeah, good, yeah, editing, yeah, ha ha ha. Bro, now we are. Oh my God, you pushed me so hard with my
I pushed
English.
it to your limitations.
You unleashed my English kind
The
of,
beast within.
and towards the end, I already started to stuttering myself. Like I was already like 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 yeah. I didn't. Yeah,
I
so
would
yeah,
rate
whatever.
your English 100 out of 10 today. It was
Ah, that
amazing.
feels amazing then. Yeah, I mean, you kind of pushed me like yeah, but it was a good experience, I guess. Just upload it on YouTube right now because I tried so hard for you and
Yeah,
for your fucking
yeah, but I
interview.
need to.
I I tried so hard and got so far in your interview.
Yeah, and I was just sitting like a bitch, staring at the screen,
Nah, actually,
listening.
a
Yeah,
little bit, yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was more. It felt kind of like a monologue, but it's fine because
No problem, no problem.
after all, I just really wanted to give you a deeper answers,
Yeah.
not just like think about it like just a little bit and just move on to the next question. I really felt like I need to analyze your question and then kind of give the answer that I really felt like it's appropriate.
Yeah,
So yeah.
and thank you very much for this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so see you guys, see you, Dusters viewers. Maybe into some other interview. Maybe when I will be the one who's gonna be asking questions with Duster to someone else.
Whoa.
Let's see about that. Let's
Yeah.
see if Duster accepts my offer.
Okay, but I first need to reach your English level. 100
Nah,
out
that's
of 10.
not, bro. That's not necessary. All you need to do is to put down your questions, and that's it.
Alright.
Yeah.
And
So that wraps it out. That wraps it.
yeah,
See
yeah.
you. See.
See you.
Yeah. See you guys.